assembly building and palace are under our control.
Did not care to join in the fun?
No, I see no reason to fight.
Well, I am sure you will get your reason soon enough.
Mistral.
Russia cannot intervene officially, but they will not just hand over the gate to their precious pipeline. It will not be long before we see UGs or cyborgs from one PMC or another.
Logically, yes.
Scout out the city while you still can.
My orders are to stay at your side.
Well, that simply won't do, now will it? There, I have disengaged your range inhibitor.
I am free to go wherever I choose.
For now, but just remember, I can switch it back at any time. Giant intellect.
The LQ-84I has gone AWOL. Destroy it.
Alright, so what do you know, getting a little bit of rebelling action here. Start out with this kind of suspicious Mastiff, but it's pretty easy to take out just by hiding behind the APC there. And we can take him down. Now, there's a lot of freebies along the way here. Oh yeah, you get ranked for that, by the way. Still not quite as fast of an S rank as that helicopter battle with Sam, but maybe a little bit close. Okay, so you can pick up all the collectibles around, but, you know, after you take care of that, we want to actually make our way into this building here. If I can make my way through. You can slice down the door. I guess you may just have to do it in blade mode. There we go. That'll get us a path inward. It's not usually that hard to get. I also somehow knocked this thing over, which would keep me from getting up there. Thankfully, I think... actually, it might not all reset, so we may have to restart or something if we can't get up there. But you want to come over here into this little right room, and that'll give you another Endurance Plus. And now we do need to make our way up to the top, which, again, since I know... Okay, good, there are stairs. That's good. I thought you might have had to jump up, but thankfully you can just walk. So, of course, you remember this building when we came through as Raiden, and we've got a VR mission over here in the corner. And VR mission number 3, again, kind of plays around with the stealth aspect. We've got to arrive at the waypoint without being detected. This bottom floor is kind of nightmarish to get around without being detected unless you just book it out of there as soon as you can. So what I like to do is take out this dwarf gecko around the right corner, and then by that point, the other one that's in the hallway will be walking away. You can then avoid these cameras and then just make it up to the top immediately. That's really your best bet. If you want to get an S rank on this, you'll need to take out more things at the bottom, but I'd really prefer to just not hang around. You can make your rating at least a B by taking out everyone up here, and it's pretty easy to do. So at this point, we're just going to kind of wait in this little corner spot here. This guard will eventually turn around, and we can take him out from behind. There he goes. And you can hear the gecko jumping around back there. We've got plenty of time before it reaches us, so no need to worry about that. Then you wait for this guy to turn the corner there, sneak up behind him. And at this point, the gecko will be just about reaching the intersection where you are. So thankfully, it doesn't turn toward you. It actually hops into that little corner. So you can use this opportunity to hop in behind it. Cool. Alright, so that takes care of almost everybody on the top floor. There's one really mean guard at the end here. You can see him walking around behind the goal point. If he's facing you, he'll pretty much detect you as soon as you're around the corner, and you have to do the whole thing over. It's pretty mean, but you can use that to get a free kill in Zendatsu. And unfortunately, no reward for that one either. Now, once you start going down the stairs here, cyborgs are going to inhabit the area and start looking for you. Again, I just abuse the restart here because that will put you at your checkpoint, which is at the very bottom, right outside the building. So, there you go. I just find that easy. You can also, again, recollect all of the stuff. So, you know, free stuff, you can avoid some enemies. It all works out. Okay, so now we're going to make our way down the street. We're basically just going in reverse of the very first chapter. Not the prologue, but RO1 from the main game. And what makes this a little bit easier to get through this time is, like I said at the beginning, you can actually stealth kill every single enemy. So, including these sliders, Raiden did not have the ability to do this, but Blade Wolf can just hop on them and take them out this way. So it makes it a lot easier than having to, you know, just use an EM grenade or just slip past without taking them down. So it's definitely a lot better. The stealth in this DLC section, I think, is a lot more fun than trying to do it as Raiden. You know, the patterns are a little bit more forgiving in places, and you really feel like you can stealth every single section. Now, this guy over here on the roof, I like to, he's in a, you know, I waited a little bit too long, I guess, but I usually like to let him just catch a glimpse of me and then hide back behind this roof. Yeah, I guess we can take a little nap while we're at it. Because once he does that, he'll actually try to move over towards us. So it should be any second. Well, there we go. Maybe he couldn't see us because we were napping, I don't know. But you can see this will cause him to just jump off the roof and down to the area below. By this point, the caution will run out. It apparently came back, but it's no big deal. We can just drop down behind him and take him down. So it's better than having to take him out on the roof and worrying about the slider seeing you and all that. Okay, so at this point we've got a slider directly overhead. So I'm going to head up on the roof here. I'm not going to be able to take that down from here. It's a little too far of a jump. So let's just make our way up onto this roof. Wait for the slider to move past a little bit and take this guy out. Okay, at this point we should be able to grab this one because the other one's moving in the other direction. Alright, get back on the roof in anticipation of the next slider. Okay, and at this point, we should be able to get him. There we go. Ah, that was a little sloppy, but whatever. It doesn't really matter. Okay, so there's yet another no alert clear. Now, at the end of the path here, we want to... let me see if I can remember exactly where this is. Okay, yeah, at the end of the path, I think I was heading in the right direction. I'm just not sure exactly. I think, okay, it's back over here. All right, so it's on the other side of the fork. I'm a little bit less familiar with this one since it's newer, and I've only really played it through like once before this, but... Okay, so we got the fuel cell there now. There's actually a pretty tricky collectible here. Make sure you're ready before you head into this next section. When you run forward, then you want to quickly head over to the right, hop on top of these arches, and get this slider as it goes away. And if you time this just right, you can get him over into this little corner area that you can see here. And this will actually shield you from all the other enemies around and keep you from being detected. Now, once he explodes, he normally drops an Endurance Plus, but again, I kind of screwed up the section after this. The checkpoint was behind it. It auto-saves. You know how that works. So if you were observant, you would have noticed my health actually jumped up to 160% there. And that's where you get that collectible from. So we've got a lot of Dwarf Gecko kind of hanging around. These two up top are pretty easy to take out. You don't really get noticed by anyone. And then there's a couple more hanging around the bottom section, as well as, of course, the normal guy. So let's see. This one should start walking the other way, which is going to give us a chance to take this one out. The aerial takedown is really mean. He threw like 5 daggers in his face. That's kind of overkill. Okay, and then we just gotta wait for these two to separate a little bit. They're kind of close together. I don't want to screw this up again. Okay, so there's the gecko, and then we can immediately get the cyborg. And there we go. That'll take care of it all. Alright, so now we've got a bridge to cross, and as you can see, there are actually Grods patrolling the area. Again, like I said at the beginning, you can stealth kill every single enemy. So we can actually walk up behind this Grod here and just take it down with one shot. And like I said, stealth is a lot more fun with Blade Wolf than it was with Raiden. Things like that actually add to the enjoyability quite a lot for me. Alright, so there's a Grad at the end of the way. There's also a couple normal cyborgs around. We should be able to take care of this without too much problem. It's kind of a narrow area, but they spend, you know, it's really long, so they spend a lot of time at the other end of the bridge. This guy's going to start heading towards us, so we can just kind of wait for him to round the corner. Probably just jump on the... Oh, he's just going to stop, apparently. Okay, so we should be able to get him here. There's also a blade mode box over here, which we can get quickly before someone else comes around to see us. Thankfully, this didn't disappear, even though I hit it. Oh, it's about to. Okay, that's a little bit not fair, you know? But we managed to, thankfully, still get away. So our cautions run out. We're just kind of waiting for the Grod here. He is walking away, thankfully, so we can take this thing out. And now the last guy, he is facing away from us, so let's just get him. Alright, and one more S rank to add to the collection. Perfect.
Ahead is an electromagnetic barricade. It uses the EMP wave to disable any UG or cyborg that tries to cross. Unless you are a contractor with the proper access code, of course. Now what? Kill a contractor and take his access code, perhaps? A pity little pets like yourself aren't given the code,
Well, thanks for the advice, I guess. Not sure why she's telling me all this, so... Of course, yet another place we're going to have to try to sneak through. We can see our target there. That's the guy who has the access code, so need to take special notice of him. Got a couple cyborgs looking pretty much straight out, so we're going to have to wait for them to move around a bit before we can do anything about them. Let's see, this gecko should turn back, yeah, right about now. Then these two, yeah, we'll head in opposite directions, so we can grab this one. And since we do kind of backflip a bit, that'll put us behind that bus, so that guy won't see us afterwards.
Time to change shifts?
Yeah. Anything new in the urban sector?
Nah, same old. But I heard the LQ-84I is but it's a self-aware AI. How are they gonna stop it?
Who knows? Not like we have. Anyway, here's my post. Gotta go.
So yeah, watching your back is probably a good idea. Now they say here's my post, but the guy does not stand there and actually guard his post. He just like walks off. So that kind of leaves them both a little bit more vulnerable. Alright, he's, whoa, he's coming around the boxes. So we just gotta wait for a good time here. This looks as good as any. Alright, down that one goes. Now the contractor guy is way down there, so we should be able to grab this gecko without any complications. There we go. Alright, then the final guy, our target, we should be able to get relatively easily because it's just one guy. Oh, is he actually, he's like gonna leave and actually enter the code? Oh, well. You know, I wonder if you could have waited for him to enter the code and then like it would go down, but you know, I'd rather do it this way, it's more fun. Alright, so there's the access code. Before we use it though, there's this little building we can actually make our way in through this old door. Got a blade mode box inside. We can open it up to get another fuel cell plus. Okay, so now we can actually deactivate this barrier. And remember, this is one that forced Raiden to go around because, well, it's on the other side, so he couldn't open it from that way.
So, what now? You think you will run to the coast? To freedom? Ha! Let me save you time. You won't make it. Just give up now, while you still can.
Can't you, like, turn off the codec or something so you don't have to listen to her anymore? So yeah, we can actually make our way into this building where Raiden went through. And make our way up the stairs here. Oop. And if you remember, this corridor was actually where we met LQ-84I for the first time, Blade Wolf. And we can actually continue on down it around the corner to find a VR mission here. I think that's actually a really well-placed VR mission. I love being able to finally go around that corner, you know? And now, finally, we're going to get into a combat-oriented VR. Blade Wolf is at a little bit of a disadvantage when it comes to that, but you can tip a few scales in your favor here if you know what you're doing. So right off the bat here against this Fenrir, it's a good chance to sort of show off what I was trying to demonstrate earlier, the fact that you can use blade mode to cancel out recovery times. So if we can get this guy in a corner here, we should be able to just keep spamming heavy attacks like this. And as you can see, you can just tap blade mode, and that'll get you out of it immediately so you can continue your attack. If you can manage to chain that successfully against these guys, you can just keep them floundering in a corner, and then eventually just Zandatsu them once their armor is broken. So that makes those battles a lot easier. You don't have to worry about, you know, actually blocking and avoiding and all that stuff. Alright, so here we're going to get out a red phosphorus grenade and just kind of toss it, because I'd like to take out these dwarf gecko first. You can see one of them's got a gun, which can very easily, he can just sit there and take pot shots at you from a corner. And then we take out a third one there. There's actually a fourth one that happened to be up on the platform, so that actually makes it a little bit easier, because it's much more simple to deal with one gecko than it is to deal with all of them. So at this point, we just got to take out the raptors. It's the first time we fought these guys, but they're pretty easy as Wolf. His attacks are relatively quick. Sometimes you can just get bad luck and he'll shoot at you even though you're at close range. You know, not a whole lot you can do about it. Wolf can't block bullets. But the advantage is your attacks are pretty quick and you can parry basically whenever you need to, so you don't need to worry about it too much. Also, once you take out either the raptor or all four geckos, that Fenrir will actually come down and start attacking you, so... Let's go ahead and finish off the raptor, and then you've seen how easy it is to take out Fenrir, so let's just take care of that too. Alright, so that's 2 out of 3 encounters in this VR mission. Now we can head up to the next one. Now this one's going to have us against 4 Fenrirs, which can be tough. I like throwing a smoke grenade to start things off, just so I can get some damage on the first one. And thankfully it works a little bit different than it does as Raiden. You can attack them really without being alerted, so you can use that to get some free damage in. I should have taken that execution chance there, but I just didn't see it in time. So once you get 1 down, you got to deal with 3. The good thing about this is that normally they kind of take their turn when attacking you. Okay, well, that was just kind of poor reaction time, but usually, like, if you can see them, they'll attack you. Otherwise, they'll just kind of stand around and You know, they don't try to attack you all at once or anything, so you can kind of just, you know, take the attacks as you see them, and that'll usually let you be alright here. So we've got 2 in a corner here, which is fantastic, because we could just juggle both of them like this. That's awesome. Let's see if I can get both of them in one Zandatsu here. That'd be sweet. Did I get it? I think I got it. Yeah, I got it. That's awesome. Alright, so now it's just down to 1 again. You know how simple this is. Where'd he go? Oh, there he is. And then once we get this guy, that'll finish it off. There's the Zandatsu, and we're done. So I'm probably a little bit short on time. Otherwise, yeah, okay, and 900 on the BP as well. I figured I did all right, but, you know, I'll take 4,800, sure. And at least for that one, you do get a reward. It's kind of Blade Wolf's equivalent to Sam's marathon combat thing, except maybe, you know, like a third as long, but at least you get rewarded for it, right? Alright, so now that we've got that, we can finally continue forward, or backward, I guess, depending on, on which way you want to look at it. So we've got a bunch of UGs around here. There's 1 Mastiff, there's 2 Gecko up there. The Mastiff is basically by himself, so we can take care of him without too much trouble here. Okay, and then we can just, let's go ahead and collect this. The Repair Nano Paste, yep, we're full on those, so we're getting BP for them now. And then let's take a look at the Gecko situation. They're pretty close together right now, but I'm fairly certain they do split up to a degree. You can see this one is actually taking the upper route, so we might be able to sneak up behind it up here and not have to worry about the bottom one. Oh, okay, he's continuing on. I thought he would cross the bridge there, but I guess we can do that. Alright, so he's hopped down. This will give us a perfect chance to take him out. One more Gecko walking around here, which we should be able to take out without too much trouble because he's pretty much just going in a circle and we're above him. Again, using height to your advantage is a really good idea when you're trying to take everyone out quietly. Or without alerts. I wouldn't say quietly because this is really loud, but, you know, figuratively speaking, I guess. Alright, so we get ranked for that one, get another S for a no alert clear. And this Mastiff can be tough to take down with stealth, unless you use your knife. If you just throw the knife at him, it won't alert him immediately, it'll just send him into caution, but that caution will cause him to sort of patrol around the bottom area. So since he can't really get back up there, I guess he could jump, technically, but this is going to start him just sort of walking forward here along the ground floor. So we should be able to wait for him to just make his way past. And then at this point, sneak by him. Alright, so we've got another electromagnetic barricade here, which means we're going to have to use one of these side passages to get up. So we can do that here. Alright, so now as you can see, we're pretty close to the beginning of File R01, which means we are about done with this place. So we want to get up top. Want to see if we can take out like these pillars and make that happen, but probably not, so I'm not going to bother with it. Really, the only thing we need to worry about here is this Mastiff, which we no longer need to worry about. At this point, there's a couple things we can collect. One, we can go up here into this area we were just in before, but on the other side, we can get our next Endurance Plus. We're up to 190% here. And then here, this is what we can use, I think. We actually might need to use the bus to get us up here, yeah, and then jump up here on these boxes. That'll get us to the top, because once we round this corner, there's another box, and it's got data storage for us. Alright, oh, no, there's a hole there. I was going to collect whatever was there, but it's probably not important. We've got a couple of Fenrir actually patrolling this place. They're pretty simple to take care of because they move slowly and are relatively far apart, so we can just walk up behind them and take care of them that way. And Wolf shows no remorse in killing his own kind. You know, I guess they are just AI after all. Not exactly like him, so... Oh, man. Alright, so that's all the enemies cleared out of here. We are just about done getting... Whoa, that just appeared like super fast on the side of the screen there. So yeah, another S rank, no alerts. We're going to basically just have one more section and then we can finish it off because, you know, that's going to take us to the beach. So let's make our way forward. Again, though, pretty common spot for hiding things. So once you jump up here, you got to make your way back across the gap and get our final VR mission. And for the final VR mission, they're kind of structuring it a lot like Sam's. The final one's going to be a side-scroller, which is always fun, you know, especially as a character kind of meant for platforming. Okay, so right out of the gate here, some enemies are going to spawn in the background shooting at us. Just keep moving and they'll miss. And of course, plenty of BP chips. Now there's a pretty tricky little wall here. You can actually knock that out and get underneath to get these BP chips. Keep that in mind for later. There's one more fake wall we're going to have to bust down. And if we come up here, we can get some stealth kills on these guys, pad our stats a bit. And the nice thing about this is when you fall down, you're right behind another guy, so you can just immediately go into another one. Alright, and then we just continue along the path. There's not too much, whoop, that was pretty bad. There's not really like too much extra out of the way. There's just a couple things, you know, otherwise it's continues straight forward along the path. Not a lot of forks and stuff. So at this point we can just keep moving and don't even worry about it. Take the lower path as well. Alright, at this point you want to wait a bit to make this platform come out so you can get up on top and take this guy out without him noticing him. Otherwise he'll fire rockets at you and it'll get really annoying. Alright, now we're going to climb for a little bit. There's actually no enemies in this section. We'll see a few dwarf gecko along the way, but they're actually friendly, believe it or not. Yeah, and you can see they're there clapping for us, cheering us on, you know. Alright, now this is the point where you need to look out for another fake wall. You can actually bash your way right into that one and pick up your final Endurance Plus upgrade back there behind the fake wall. Okay, then once we reach the top, it's a good idea to get out your EM grenades if you're trying to avoid taking damage, because once you do this, a bunch of dwarf gecko are going to fall down, and if you can get them all in one area, you can just sort of stun them all with an EM grenade and get a ton of kills here, just by using your heavy attacks. Unfortunately, they don't stay stunned for very long, so they may still get some shots in, so it's just kind of luck whether or not you get away with no damage there. Whoop, that was fun. And at this point, it's basically just straightforward. It's practically linear here. Just take the upper path whenever possible to get the most BP. Kind of wait for those to move down a bit. And grab those. That was good. Oh man, yeah, there's kind of a blind jump right there. It sucks a little bit. All right. Oh no, I didn't quite have enough length to make it there. But thankfully, falling doesn't really have much of a penalty other than it just kind of takes more time to get back there, so. A few more jumps. We're there at the waypoint. Yeah, pretty bad on time, but still pulled out good overall. Okay, so we're up to 200% health. We've just got one more fuel cell upgrade as well as one more data storage, and that'll finish us up. So be careful when you're in here because there are a couple patrolling hammer cyborgs around. They'll catch you pretty much immediately if you just try to walk straight out. Otherwise, if you wait for them here, they're basically, you know, complete cake to take care of with stealth. So let's take a little nap while we wait for them to cross, and then at this point we can grab the first one. And then dash over here and get the next. Now that's going to trigger caution from the guy up top. There's actually a lone cyborg kind of on the upper level there, but we're far enough away that he will not go into alert. So while he'll kind of keep getting caution over and over, there's no way he's going to actually detect you. So we can just jump our way up here and then take him down. And of course behind them there's another blade mode box where we're going to get our final fuel cell upgrade. So just one more data storage, and gonna have to jump down here. Now this guy, there's a couple ways you could do this. You could throw a photo frame behind him, which I'm gonna do because it's the easier way, and I've got a lot of photo frames. So that's not quite what I meant to do. Okay, good. Like he's not walking towards it or anything. All right, let's try that again. Yeah, see, if you throw it over there, that'll get him to turn around and start walking towards it. You can just come down and take him out. If you, for some reason, don't have any photo frames, even though there are a lot available, you could try to get an aerial takedown. There's a chance he might get into an alert before you can finish it, but, you know, it works most of the time. I've done it before. Alright, so that's going to give us an S rank, but as you can see, there's actually an enemy further back on the radar. So if we head back there, you can see we actually have one of these, you know, mimic gecko things here. So again, we can take him out the easy way with blade mode, just chop him up. And when they explode, that'll give us our 5th and final data storage chip. So we finished all the collectibles. We're basically back at the beginning of the area, so you can pretty much guess that we are about to finish it up here.
No freedom, then I can't expect you to get our cause. But it don't matter. Understand it or not. You'll die for it all the same.
And believe it or not, we've got a new boss here. Yeah, that's a pretty exciting addition. You didn't really think you'd be fighting unique enemies here, but we're fighting against Kamsin, however you want to say it, not sure. So the thing to remember about him is he's only got like 3 or 4 different types of attacks, but the tricky part is he has fast and slow versions of each of them. This is a 3-hit combo, which you can block the first 2 and then just dodge the last one. It's either going to be that grab, which you can just jump out of the way of, or kind of a big overhead slash. For this one, you want to just parry it, and that'll cause these rocks to come up. Now, remember when I said earlier that you could stealth kill every enemy in the game? Well, guess what? They implemented stealth into this boss battle. That's so awesome. So yeah, you can just wait for him to commit and then get some good damage in there. Just make sure you get out of the way because he's going to smash all the rocks. And yeah, the fast grab is a little bit tricky. He's also got kind of this jumping away slash that's really fast. The key to remember with the fast grab is that he always laughs like that before he does it. So that'll give you a nice audio cue to go off of if you're not paying too much attention.
Come out wherever you are.
all dogs have their day.
You little fuck.
Finally, I am almost free.
You piece of shit. What about the freedom of this whole country?
Freedom cannot be forced on others. It must be earned for oneself.
Mangy goddamn son of a...
As you said, almost.
What have you done?
Why, I have activated your range inhibitor, of course.
You deceived me.
Such a mighty intellect indeed.
Then I have lost.
Shake. Shake. Finally, that bad Tao Oju is out of my way. I will come up with a story for the debriefing. Do they see you? This fight has nothing to do with freedom.
Why?
You see only logic and reason. You would never understand.
Wow. Blade Wolf, you've been through so much.
Blade Wolf.
Yep, that's your name. I hope you like it. So, just after that was when Raiden saved you?
Yes, he freed me. Like me, he had been forced to kill. He has witnessed the dark side of human nature. But still, he continues to fight for what he believes in.
Yeah. And that's why I believe in him. He'll keep holding on to it and won't ever let it go.
And that's gonna do it for the chapter. There's our big no alert clear for the bonus at the end. We get 10,000 points. That's probably what boosted us to an A to get us past those couple of Bs in there, but quite a lot of S's, quite a lot of A's. Pretty happy with that. Under an hour, which isn't bad. You know, the majority of our kills were hunt kills, which is to be expected. So we can tally up our BP and head forward. And once again, we're going to have the credit sequence, which is exactly the same as all the other ones. So again, I'm just going to skip past it and we'll meet you at the end.